Anybody here? Anybody here? Hello. Tech Time C first. Can you hear me, Tech Time? You're the man. You got to help me test this out, this camera. Can you hear me, Tech Time? Talk to me, Goose. Can hear you perfectly. Great. I apologize if you folks were over at the other live chat. What I did was I've been bitching about this camera here. And I said, I swear I'm going to trade out this camera one of these days. So I found an older webcam, another very good webcam, and it just would not work. I could not get this puppy to work. For you folks, did you see any of the video with this? It was just literally like 2 minutes ago. I don't know how the video looked, so I was wondering if you can give me some feedback. Was it choppy? I don't know. Let me know. Anyhow, I wanted to do, as you folks know, I talk about some important things. Okay, so the video was laggy and choppy. That's all I needed to know. Thank you so much. As you folks know, I like to talk about the news a little bit. Why are we stacking silver? Is basically what I'm saying. Why are we prepping food? Why are we storing guns and ammo? Why are we talking about gun safes? And I like to talk about the news, and I actually just made a video about this. This is how important it is to me. As you folks know, I hate the freaking news media outlets. I hate them with a passion. They are pure evil. And I'm hoping one day that the evil gets paid back to them. I really mean that. But I made a video and I'm going to upload it. I'm just reading some comments at the same time. I'm going to upload that video. It's basically the same thing it is today. News media outlets. Everybody's calling them fake news, but they're propaganda. Now, normally propaganda doesn't affect fanatics as much. I'm not saying it doesn't affect non-fanatical people, but fanatics it affects mostly. Hi from Queens, New York. I used to live in the Bronx here. See, when a fanatics like to only hear what they want to hear, what they believe in. They literally will walk around with blinders on and will only tune in the news channels that supports their ideology. You get me? A fanatic normally will not look in any other direction for any ulterior reporting, opinion. A conservative, on the other hand, or non-fanatic, will hear the propaganda, but they're more open. They're more open to looking at other news sources. So that's why propaganda actually hurts a fanatic more than it hurts a non-fanatic. You can tell a fanatic when you tell them truth and they get angry. Literally, flat out, will just on a dime get angry. News media outlets had 2 years to figure out the FISA report. All the news that BuzzFeed's been putting out has been lies. They have had 2 years. The dossier of Trump pissing on a Russian bed just because Obama supposedly slept there. Turned out in 2 years, it was all a lie. It was falsely created. News media outlets know BuzzFeed the article, the whole news feed was baloney, it was fake. Yet, as soon as 3 days ago, the BuzzFeed put out the article that Comey was told to lie by Trump, news media outlets forgot all about the past lies and believed BuzzFeed. I wouldn't believe they believed him, but they wanted to believe him. The fanatics wanted to believe him, believe BuzzFeed. But you can't take away propaganda. You once a fanatic hears propaganda, you can't undo it. Once you and I hear propaganda, we might fall for it for a few seconds, but it can be undone. We're open to other news sources, and that can be undone. And the news media outlets, the fake news, they feed on fanaticals. They really do. They feed on fanaticals, and they do not report the corrections of their fake news. Once, for example, those Catholic kids who are wearing the the Trump hats, that Indian approached those kids. News media outlets reported that the kids approached the Indian. The news outlets reported that the kids basically assaulted, in so many words, this Indian. And that went out to everybody, fanaticals and non-fanaticals alike. Then later in the day, a video showing the entire situation in its full context was made available. The non-fanaticals, who are more open to see other sources of news, learned the truth. Unfortunately, the fanaticals, who will only watch one version, and that is what supports their beliefs, did not see the video disputing CNN's MSLSD's reporting, because they will not repost the corrections for the fanatics to reevaluate. Am I making any sense to you folks? I'm just curious, because this is a very important topic to me. I know a lot of folks like that. A lot of folks, I'm sorry, I'm a little tired. A lot of folks just want to hear me talk about silver. And I have no problems talking about silver. I planned on it, but we gotta, before I give you the treats, we gotta do the work. You know what I mean? Where's my reading glasses? I'm gonna step over there and for a second and get my reading glasses. I can't read your comments without my reading glasses. But does that make sense? I guess what I'm asking is, does it make sense? The fanatics will only listen to their version of the news, or what they need to, which supports their ideology, is what I'm trying to say. And therefore, they'll go to the MSNBCs and the CNNs, and those places will not take back their false or accidental reportings, is what I'm saying. Therefore, the fanatic never gets the truth. See how this camera is focusing today? Every day it's a different freaking situation. Maybe I'll hide my mug. Once I hide my mug behind there, she focuses. See, when you put it out, the camera doesn't know whether to focus on the face or the coin. So in the house, let me say hello to everybody. Tech Time, obviously. Tyrone, thanks for being my moderator. You, Polak, King James from Scotland, FNN based. Thank you so much. I said FNN. So I meant to say FN based. David Snatch. Satch? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Nittany Silver overtax. You dumb man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And Peter Ortzinger controls the mainstream media. Who controls the mainstream media? That's a good question. I believe news is actually comes out of two main venues. One is Reuters, and the other one is, I think, WorldNet Daily. Those two folks disseminated all the scripts to all your news stations. They disseminated all the way down to CNN, all the way down to ABC, NBC. And that's why when you change the stations, they all claim to be independent. Independent investigative reporting. Why are they using the same words, the same adjectives, the same pronouns? They're reading from the same script. Now, the question is, where is the script coming from? It's probably coming from WorldNet Daily and Reuters. Esoteric. Glad to catch one of your live streams. Thank you, Esoteric. Sonic Ice. May not always agree on politics. I believe in the present, however, agree on the mass majority of your message. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Zipfix Guitars. I'm from New York also. I'm from New York. I was born in Brooklyn, raised in the Bronx. Went across the river. I was basically, my young teenage life was in Spring Valley. Used to live in Buffalo. Phil, hi, David. What about me? Off-grid power, thanks a lot for being here. Who else is here? The Lusitania. Yes, I know about the Lusitania. Running guns. Divers found the wreck and proved it in, and it was full of freaking ammo. Full of a lot of stuff. How about RBG showing up dead on Fox? I don't know. I'm wondering if she is dead. They probably got her on some type of life support, pretty much a vegetable, but they just got her on life support. That way Trump cannot fill the seat. I guarantee you that's going on. They should make her appear, or at least visit her in the hospital and see what condition Ruth Bader Ginsburg's in. That's really what they should demand, that she show up for work. Are you able to work or are you not? Because if you're not able to work, we need to fill the seat. You can't hold the seat and then take the rest of your life off. So now my question is she alive? I don't know. I don't doubt that this government is as evil as to hook her up to some sophisticated machine like you would see in a science fiction movie and just keep her brain alive, just so they can say, technically, you cannot fill the seat. I wouldn't doubt it. They should demand an appearance by her or go visit her at the hospital to ascertain her condition. Crescent Moon in the house. Michael Reese. Timothy Washington. I've been following you recently. I enjoy your message and your delivery style. Thank you so much. My delivery style is not scripted. It's not scripted at all. I talk from the cuff. I talk how I feel. And most of what I talk about is here. I don't freaking confuse people with a bunch of numeric statistics and different graphs and all this bull crap that they'll never understand in a lifetime. I try to talk to people as though they're sitting right next to me sharing a freaking bourbon. Well, not sharing. You have your own bourbon, dude. But you get my point. You know, sitting at a bar or something. I normally got a box of cookies or something. Actually, I like these. Some people like different you know, I like these. Famous Amos or whatever. Let's see if that'll focus. Hold on, I gotta get my face behind it. There you go. Ow. But that's my delivery method, my delivery style. Jesus Christ, my King. I don't believe I've been to Kingman. I think I've drove through Kingman on my way to California. I'd have to double check that. Kalamazoo, Primacocha. Well, thank you so much. I got a super chat, $2 super chat from David Satch. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that name right. I feel like an idiot when I don't pronounce names right. Some names are difficult. But thank you for the $2 super chat. Mobile, Alabama in the house. Thank you very much, Tony. Love you back. Crystal G. You should follow Lucid Dreamer. Okay. I follow a lot of people. But I don't know, this fake news is really getting to me. It's not getting to me to where it's reprogramming me. What I mean when I say it's getting to me, it pisses me off is what I mean. Unfortunately, it's getting to a lot of people, and it really is reprogramming them. They believe. They were taught to believe. If it's on television, it's been fact-checked. It's truth. Even as a kid growing up, I was told they cannot, false advertise. All commercials are true. You cannot false advertise. It's illegal. You could sue them. We were just reprogrammed back in this, when I was born in the 60s and the 70s. We were programmed to believe everything on the news. I am a patriot. And Trump's doing a hell of a job. Sorry if you guys don't believe it. You ask a Trump, somebody who hates Trump, they can never say what he's doing wrong. Why do you hate Trump? Well, he lies. Every word out of his mouth, he's lying. But what did he lie about? He said Mexico is going to pay for the wall. That's the best you got? Is that the best you got? They've been doing, first of all, technically, if they were to investigate anybody else for not doing anything wrong, just fishing, looking for something to just looking for anything. This is just a fishing excursion. He hasn't done anything wrong. They're not investigating any crime. You have to technically have done a crime for you to be investigated. He hasn't done a crime, and they're looking for something he's done wrong. He's a racist. Yeah. Why? He just is. He just is. Oh, okay. Got to stand behind your president, or really what you're wishing for is the country to fail. Derek A. in the house. I'm about to hit 200 ounces. Congratulations, Dave. Derek, I apologize. Derek A. 200 ounces. That's awesome. Many people don't even know Peter or Zinger. many people don't even know what the word racism means anymore. Honestly, you ask them what a racist is, and they truly need to Google it first. Yet they utilize the same words that is that is coming out of the news media mouth. You ever hear words that are being used that you never hear used before until the news media outlets use them? Then everybody around you is using the same words. You know, it's funny. What do I think of Trump's former attorney? I have no clue about the guy other than what the news media outlet tells me. From what I understand, he's a real scumbag. Other than that, anyway, folks, I just wanted to do a short live stream. I didn't want to make this too long. I promised to show a little bit of silver. This is just a small fraction of what I have. Most of my silver is actually up in the mountains. I actually did this is something this is a small little bar. I'm going to try to get it to focus. Just some silver. This is going to be hard to pick up. This is a Rembrandt. It has an image. Gosh, it's very difficult. You can see it. Rembrandt there, and you can see him right there. And then I think the other side, there you go. You can see there. So there's a couple of little things there. What else I got? I only have like a very, very small amount of gold Glock for me. I can't really afford gold. I wish I can one of these days. But the bulk of my stack is silver. Statue of Liberty. This is a 2-ounce coin. It's concaved in the back. Literally goes in like a dish. I don't know how well the camera will pick it up. There is the United States right there. If I can get it to focus. With the mountains all on the west. Show you some more. This is a nice heavy coin, 2 ounces. It feels good. I love stacking silver. I need to buy some. I need to start really buying more on a regular basis. I really do. 30th anniversary maple leaf. I don't know if anybody has seen this one yet. This is a nice coin. No, I got back from California. And on the back, there's that. And I got a 25. I got the 25-year anniversary of this and the 30-year anniversary. Yeah, Beowulf. I got a little bit of cryptocurrency also. I wish I had money for more, but we'll see. This was only, I believe, just 17 bucks after the premium. This 30-year. I think that's all it was. Maybe 17 and change. This American eagle. This eagle is one of the best conditioned eagles I've ever seen, or held in my hand at least. This thing is so perfect. I'm trying to get it to focus. I hate this freaking camera. But it's flawless. It really is. It's amazing, this coin. I love this coin. Provident Metals, I'm hearing good things about. 0.999 zombie. I'm hearing good things about it. Whether they're slow or not, I really can't say for certain. But I haven't heard anybody getting ripped off from Provident. So it is what it is. JM Bullion is pretty fast. I've never had a problem with them. APMEX, in my opinion, they have normally when everybody's out of something, APMEX has it. The only thing bad about APMEX is I feel that their silver is just a little bit more expensive than everybody else's. I also think they charge a little bit more for their shipping. So the only time I go to APMEX is if nobody else has what I want, which is very rare. I will admit, when I got the Queen's Beast, APMEX was the only one that had them at the time. I got a couple missing because I have them in the car. I use them for videos to show them off. So I got two in the car. And SD Bullion, I like SD Bullion, but they too are a little bit expensive. They not a little bit. I don't find them competitive at all. Honestly, I just don't. It's just my opinion. Timothy Washington, yeah, SD Bullion, I have never been ripped off from them, but I just find them to be a little bit pricey. Yeah, Ryan James, you're right. Normally, anything over $100, you get free shipping, which is good in my book. It really is. I am Negan. Thank you very much for your support. I gone and tried SD next month. SD, like I said, you're not going to be disappointed with SD. You'll just find, Kevin, that the prices are a bit high. Yeah, 0.99 zombie SD Bullion. Yeah, a lot of people now are doing the free shipping over 100. No, Sans Pure. I don't see the value added for me to take a coin or a bar and melt it. I mean, if that's your question, you're asking me, will you melt any silver? I just don't see the value added to take some silver I purchased just to make a melted bar or something. I don't have the mechanism to melt the bar. I mean, I obviously can go out and get a couple of torches, but I don't have any kind of molds or anything. $50 one in the house. Somalia elephant. I'll have to check that out. Miners instead of buying any crypto. Well, we'll see. That's from Esoteric. I should buy gold miners instead of buying any crypto. Timothy Washington. Credit card debts. What's up? Excuse me. I agree. I think it'd be cool to watch somebody melt silver. But there's a lot of videos out there, sans pure, that do that. You know, I always thought about aqua. You call it aqua something, where you can actually take gold and separate the metal from the gold. Aqua regie, I think they call it. I always wanted to get into that, when you get a bunch of different types of acids and whatnot, and actually get some junk gold and purify that junk gold to 9999 quality. But I understand it's very complicated. I don't really have the time to buy all the acids and this and that. But the Jews used to do it. When the Nazis would come to steal their gold, they would turn their gold into what they call aqua, and I could be pronouncing this wrong. Aqua Regina, something like that. And it would just look like a blue or urine-looking water, in some cases. And the Nazis would come in and just see these jugs of colored water and would not steal it, would not take it. And that's their way of hiding in plain sight all their gold. And then when they were able to escape, they would take this liquid aqua regia, or Regina, some people are pronouncing it in the chat window. And they would basically boil it out, and they would have their gold powder. And then they would put their gold powder and torch it and melt it into bars again. I think I'm getting the context of it correctly. Obviously, I don't know all the details, but the people who hear me know I'm on the right track. I always wanted to learn how to do that. I kind of want to meet one or two people that know how to do it and do it regularly, so they can teach me. I rather, instead of reading a book and messing with acids and borax and whatnot, rather learn from somebody directly instead of learning indirectly. But that's something I definitely would like to get into, because then you could take gold from computer chips, and gold is everywhere. It really is. It's just a matter of consolidating it all and having the ability to make that aqua regia, or whatever it's called. $1 don't learn the hard way. I agree. I know my learning style. I learn better from others. I'm not one to pick up a book and read and understand sometimes long, complicated processes. Give me just a second. I'm going to hang up on that person. It's a 330 number. I think I recognize the number, but I'm not good at recognizing. And they keep tinging me, so. Saurita in the house. Now, Saurita, Arizona is literally 5 minutes, 10 minutes from me. That's Robert Lichtenberg. It was Pope Francis. I guess he wants another butt buddy. That was rude. But I meant that from the context. There's a lot of freaking Catholic priests getting busted for child molestation. So I didn't mean any disrespect to the Pope himself. Picked up 3 tubes. I'm gonna theorize you meant 3 tubes of Eagles. I thought I had a tube in here. I guess not. Some junk silver right here. Some more junk silver. These are like $50 and whatnot. The camera again is not focusing. But I thought I had a tube in here. So the Silver Shield Gold. I got a lot of the Silver Shield Gold. I wanted to talk about Silver Shield Gold for a moment. You get it from SD bullion most of the time. I'm really not a fan of I'm not a Bitcoin Bo. Was that you that dialed the 330 number? I'm not good at recognizing numbers. But anyway, I'm not a fan of. Okay, so it was you. I'm not a Bitcoin Bo. I am not good at recognizing phone numbers. I really am not. I don't put them to memory at all. So I think you actually messaged me right around Christmas, and I thought it was my brother. Yeah. So here is. I'm not a fan of the SD bullion coins. No. Let me rephrase that. I'm not a fan of the silver shield coins, and let me tell you why. For artistic value, okay, just take a look at this coin. I'm going to try to show you what I'm talking about. Artistic value, it's all right, no big deal. I mean, it's kind of cool, but look at the tarnish. My SD bullion, I keep saying SD bullion. My silver shield coins, rounds, whatever you want me to call them, they seem to tarnish more than my other silver. Take a look at the edges along the bottom. All my silver shield coins do that. I don't know why. Here's the opposite side. Take a look at that. But yes, it's tarnished sand pure. I understand that. But when you compare this to other coins that I've owned even longer, those coins do not tarnish. So I gotta question these coins and what they're using. Derek A, silver is silver. Not necessarily. I agree with you, but why does their coins tarnish faster? Tarnishes faster than coins I've owned longer than this coin. I don't have one silver eagle, one maple leaf, one queen's beast that is tarnished like these coins. I guess that's what I want to say. So I'm just not a fan of the silver shield coins. Not trying to bad talk them. But let's just say I bought my last silver shield coin. That's all I got to say. That's just my opinion. I'm no expert. I'm here to tell you I am no expert. But from a common sense perspective, this coin is a lot newer than 1/3 of my stack. Yet that 1/3 of the stack has not tarnished. And I'm in agreement with that person who said it's got to be the alloys, because there's only two things in here: silver and the alloys. So I bought my last silver shield coin, I guess is what I'm saying. So here are some, I'm going to try to get this to focus. These are just 1/10 ounce dime size coins. They're just coins. They're just generic rounds. I got them on AppMix. They're supposed to look like the Silver Eagles, but these are generic rounds, 1/10 ounce. A lot of people say don't buy the 1/10 ounce. The premium's too high. I wanted these, and I actually want more. I think they're worth the premium just for the fact that you have fractional silver. Dennis the Menace, have you told your wife how much silver you have? Why do I need to tell her? She has the combo to the safe up in the White Mountains. She sees everything I have. She sees all my guns. She's my wife. She's my partner. I don't need to tell her nothing. I love these. Bud Spackler, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Da Lone Voice, thank you so much for being here. Bitcoin Bo, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Philip Puglisi, Markimus Maximus. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Really appreciate it. So is Bitcoin Bo still here? Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, Bitcoin Bo. And again, I think you messaged me right around Christmas or Thanksgiving, and I did not recognize the number. And I basically asked. I know it's not your field, but stock market morning rumor was we canceled trade meetings. Oh, the lone voice. Excuse me. Sent him his first beast, and he's correct. He sent me a queen's beast, and he says my name like he don't know it. That is not true. The lone voice. I say it slow because sometimes some words trip me up. It's just there's another guy here, Itch Hoddle. His name trips me up too. I mean, no disrespect, and I always say this to everybody: if I mispronounce your name, I apologize. And a lot of times when I get tired, I stutter nonetheless anyway. So just fake news is real news. Real propaganda is all I was getting at. I got it. I know you were kidding, the lone voice. I know it. I just want to apologize to people if I ever mispronounced your name. Yeah, the story from China Talks was from a source. I love it. Now the news, all they do is get their news from anonymous sources. See, that way you can't go and question Mr. Anonymous. See, it used to be the day when you would say a name. Well, I got my news from another reporter, John Smith, and everybody would run over to John Smith and question him. Nowadays, you can't do that because everybody's anonymous now. And that way it gives them a license to lie. It was from an anonymous source. I can't help it. It was anonymous. I can't help it if the information was false and misleading. It was from an anonymous source. Well, you won't share your anonymous source? No, I need to protect him. I promised I would protect my anonymous source, and I'm going to abide by my promise to him. Meanwhile, technically, the anonymous source lied to you, right? Yet you want to uphold your promise back to him? There was no anonymous source. There was nobody. You fabricated this news on the way into work in your car. That was your anonymous source. Be very wary about anonymous sources or other adjectives or pronouns that describe something of the similar. An anonymous source is put out there so you can't question, you can't do your own investigating report. You have nobody to go to. How can I check this guy's facts if it was from an anonymous source? Yeah, the Clinton News Network, the Comedy News Network. That's right. When my boss calls me in the office and tells me why the number's wrong, why are all the numbers off? Got them from an anonymous source. Why are we not meeting our goals? Well, an anonymous source said, you didn't. They weren't. They weren't required anymore. They act like they're protecting somebody. And see, anonymous source for most morons, an anonymous source, just the word means somebody risked their life to get this information out. When you hear the word anonymous source, most people say, oh, they can get in trouble. That's why, because it's real truth. And they can get in trouble if their name is leaked. So it lends itself to additional credibility with dumbed down people. It's a psychological word, I guess is what I'm saying. Am I a contract negotiator? No, I'm an anonymous source. That's who I am. I'm going to actually change the name of this channel to anonymous source. Your news, your YouTube channel for accurate and truthful news. The anonymous source semantics. That's the word I was looking for. Look for other words that mean the same thing. So for now on, I just want to be called anonymous source. And that's it. 2 and 2 equals 6. And you've all been lied to before. It's not 4. You've just been brainwashed to think it's 4. It's really 6. How do I know this? It's from an anonymous source. I'm just being an idiot. I get tired and I become an idiot. Another anonymous source taxpayer. Sergeant Gold in the house. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. The Stacking Nerd is also here. Faith is in the house. Jeremy, if only they could get some Geiger in stock. I'm just your friendly neighborhood anonymous source. Yeah, Bitcoin. I'm even going to put on a freaking tight skin suit and I'll just swing around town. I'm your friendly neighborhood anonymous source. I'll walk into a bunch of freaking left-leaning bars. Just add silver in the house. Eddie's Little Shack and Crescent Moon here. Oh, man. Ralph Kruger. Ralph is in the house, first time live. Well, for your first time, I thought I'd mention your name. Thank you so much for being here, Ralph Kruger. Are you still buying cryptos? I haven't bought any in a long time since the price has dipped. That doesn't mean I won't be buying some in the future. Now, obviously, I normally do buy on the low. I'm just not, let's just say I'm not prepared to buy anything quite yet. I'm trying to, didn't get this condo, so we made an offer on another house, and I just don't want to buy anything in the interim. I bought a bar, and that's about it. I can explain to the real estate agent and the broker who's working out the loan where a couple $100 went, but I can't be explaining away hundreds and hundreds of dollars on cryptocurrency. Hey, where'd this money go? Because when you close on a house, you got to print them out like 6 months worth of banking statements, and they ask you what every bill is, and it's a pain in the ass. So when am I moving? You can't tell, but a lot of the furniture on that side is gone. I have to be out of here. Thank you, to the owner here. He kind of told me I had to be out by February 18th. So it's all going into storage. Mikey, DYDSS in the house. Thank you so much for being here. So I'll be out February 18th. I might stay with my sister for a few weeks, 3 or 4 weeks possibly, until I close on a house. We did put an offer in, and I haven't heard anything back. I mean, I don't even know if the offer was actually even delivered to the owners of this house yet. I mean, yeah, February 18th, I got to move out. So I wouldn't, a preemptive strike, I went and got a 10 by 10 shed, and I started moving stuff into it. And every weekend I'll move a little bit more until that weekend just before the February 18th. I'll just have to maybe move 1 or 2 pieces and get the hell out of here. Why does he want me out? By Rooster Cogburn. So these condos sell like hotcakes. He agreed to sell me the condo. We went with an FHA loan. The negotiations started right around Thanksgiving. About a week after Thanksgiving, the government shutdown occurred. Government shutdown affects the processing of all FHA loans. We postponed it, the closing date, 3 times. Finally, the seller says, I'm tired of postponing it. I want to sell it. He's hurting for money, basically, is what it is. Not a bar. Did you say you bought a bar? No, I did not buy a bar. A bar of silver. So yes, he wants to sell it because he for a higher price. He was selling it to me for about $10,000 lower than he can actually get it for. He was doing me a favor because I was here renting the place for 2 years. So technically he made his money off of me. But then he started getting an itch up his butt and started getting greedy. Why did I use an FHA loan? Because my better half is a first-time buyer. She wanted to buy her first, and that way she can have her credit report showing that she actually bought a home. So that's why we went with an FHA. This loan, though, is going to be a conventional because we can't risk the government not opening again. So we're going back to a regular conventional loan, and that's that. Yes, he has forced my hand, and he owns the place legally. There's nothing I can do about it. I tried. Shots for everyone, the lone voice. I buy a bar, and already he wants free shots. You see what kind of people I have subscribed to me? I buy a bar, and everybody automatically assumes I'm going to give out free shots. I'm just teasing. A viewer from Canada here. I left a comment on one of your video early this year. Thank you for your reply. A question for you. Where do you get all your prepping info? I get all my prepping info from my military experience, but just because I've been in the military does not mean I know it all. So I also get it from other folks who have knowledge in their disciplines. I'm just reading some of the comments right now. I'm not really sick, Rooster. Those meds that I'm on, they make me cough. The meds that I'm on, they just make me things, phlegm thick. It's just the nature of the beast. I probably would give out some free shots. I'd probably invite all my subscribers in, shut the door so no freaking riffraff can come in, and just hand out free shots. Just get drunk. Why do I invest in crypto? That's a good question. I wish I had a good answer, but it's just a vibe, a feeling that I get. And people always bash me about investing in cryptos, but never bash me about saving dollars in a bank account. Which has more value, dollars or cryptos? I mean, what is each one backed by? They're not backed by either. So why can I not invest in cryptos? It's a way for me to diversify, is basically what it is. That's right. The Kentucky Magna kids. What a bunch of fake news. And the kids didn't do nothing. Yet the news media outlets basically put out freaking contracts on those kids' heads. Metaphorically speaking. What company is better than Coinbase? Well, Coinbase is just a way to get into the crypto market. It's a way to transfer your cash into cryptocurrency. Then you can transfer from cryptocurrency to exchanges. And therefore, you can then exchange crypto for crypto. Get it? Exodus would be a good exchange. I still, when I want to inject cash into the crypto market, meaning when I want to take cash out of my bank account to exchange for cryptocurrency, I use Coinbase to this day. But then when I want to get other cryptos, I then send that cryptocurrency over to an exchange where I exchange it for the cryptos I really want. You notice I always, Nathan, you notice, and there's no disrespect, I'm not talking bad to you, but anytime anybody asks me about my current employer, you notice I never answer the question. And I will never answer what I do for a living. I will never tell where I work, and I will never tell what I do for a living. It's just nothing against you. It's just a way of protecting myself. Yeah, Binance is okay. Um, Exodus is okay. But then once I get what I need, I then put it on a hard wallet. My employer is an anonymous source. I heard something one time from Jay Snip4's YouTube channel. His YouTube channel, by the way, I'll give him a shout out, is The Realist News. I actually enjoy his channel. He told a story one time in a video. Somebody actually found out where he worked. That somebody then called and made a verbal complaint to his boss. Now, his boss basically told him to F off. But you get the point of the type of harassment one can get if they know your employer. Now, regardless of whether Jay Snip4 is a scam artist, I can't give you an answer to that. I've never seen him scam anybody. I've never heard any of his victims. You claim he's a scam artist, RJ, or RS, I apologize. I've never seen one victim come forward. I never, that's more fake stuff. Where is the proof to that comment that he's a scam artist? Is he trying to make a buck? Probably. But is there anything really wrong with making a buck? As long as he's not stealing, I got no problem with you making a buck. So I just don't believe he's a scam artist until he actually steals from me. Trader Boss is another YouTube channel. It has nothing to do with JSNIP4RS. As a matter of fact, JSNIP4 disassociated himself with Trader Boss, publicly at that. So that's kind of like saying Trump's a scumbag. And I ask you why, and you name off a totally different name other than Trump. It's not proof to me, my friend. It's just not proof. And that's okay if you don't trust him. You've got to use your own instincts to protect yourself. I'm speaking to RS. You got to use your own instincts. I can't tell you not to use your own instincts to protect yourself. It's self-preservation. But he hasn't done anything wrong to me. I like the information he gives. It's pretty clean and concise. It's kind of like being in high school. You and I sometimes won't like each other's other friends. You know what I mean? We might get along in the lunchroom or the cafeteria or wherever, but we might not agree on a common on a friend. So we're cool, RS. We're cool. I mean, I just wanted to let you know where I stand. But you're right. You've got to protect yourself. If your spider senses are telling you something's wrong, you've got to go with your instinct. Seaway 44 and Tyrone and Rooster Cogburn, all three are in the house at the same time. Why do I mention those folks? They are my moderators. Thank you so much. I've never had all three moderators here at the same time, to the best of my knowledge. Hello from San Antonio. That's Timothy Brown. I like San Antonio. I used to, my work used to send me to the Riverwalk. So we would stay at the Hilton right there on the Riverwalk. And then that's where I would then go to, oh, hell. What's the Air Force Base there? Holy freaking crap. Don't say it. Don't tell me. Oh, what is it? I can't remember. I would do all my, oh, Lord, what the hell is the name of the San Antonio? I would stay there and we'd go travel to the Air Force Base there. I forgot the damn name of the base. Lackland, that's it. I hate you, Timothy Brown. I would have thought of it. Unfortunately, it would have been right after I ended the video. Yeah. So I used to do my ComSec training, all my ComSec training at Lackland. I liked Lackland. It's all right. I've seen better. I kind of liked Fort Sam, Houston, Texas. That was Army, obviously, but I still liked the base better. Fort Jackson. I always loved Fort Jackson. Fort Huachuca is it's a joke. Fort Fitzsimmons, when I was in Fort Fitzsimmons in Colorado, was okay. But I like the Riverwalk. It's pretty good. Were I Army or Navy? I was Army. No, the Riverwalk in San Antonio, Texas. The Lone Voice, thank you for your service in the Navy. I appreciate that. I'm just reading something. When I go quiet, by the way, I'm just reading the comments. I did my gripe. I did my news feed the first 20 minutes of the video. And by the way, if you're new here, that's my format. I normally talk about some news event. Then I talk a little bit about silver, and then I turn the room over to you. And I'm pointing right now at the text window where you basically have the floor. If I see your question, I try to answer it, or make a comment or something. So that's my format. So when this video ends, if you want to hear me bitching about something or whatever the subject matter of the day was, you got to rewatch this video after it posts. Yeah, Trump announced a new deal to Democrats. They won't. They don't want the wall. They want the fact of the matter is the Democrat Party is dying. And let me rephrase that. American Democrats are leaving the party. And the only way to get new voters is to import them. It is not about, it could have a little bit to do about cheap labor, but I think the politicians need them more than the corporations. That's my honest opinion. The politicians need to replenish their voter base. And those folks are normally routed to, once they're in the country, they're normally routed to places that are sanctuary or Democrat driven. And they're going to fight. They know if that wall is shut down, nobody's saying it. They know if that wall is shut down, their party is doomed, utterly doomed. Gillette, what a freaking joke. Everybody's now trying to be politically correct. Gillette, the best a transvestite can get. That's their new motto. Who will pay for the wall? I can't tell you that. I can tell you, Ariel, Becco, I believe us, the taxpayers, will. At first, I think it will be recouped through better trade deals. I think we'll see an influx of money and whatnot through that. But I do ultimately believe that us taxpayers will pay for the wall. I do and will admit I'm neither Republican nor Democrat. Therefore, I can think and see out from outside inward. I think Trump made a mistake. And it's okay to make a mistake. We all make mistakes. Trump made a big mistake when he said Mexico will pay for the wall. He should have never said that. And if he meant through tariffs, he should have clarified that the very first time he made that statement. See, it's kind of hard to say Mexico's going to pay for the wall and then 2 years later say, I meant through tariffs. So that's, like I said, I'm neither Democrat nor Republican. I can look in and objectively decipher a situation. So it's not that I'm a Trump lover. I really do believe he's doing better for this country. He's more of a patriot than we've had in a long time in the office. He should have never said Mexico is going to pay for the wall. I do believe us taxpayers will ultimately pay for the wall. And that's the way life is. I will say it again. I think it's worth repeating. The Dems know once that wall is built, their party's doomed. Their party is doomed. And I'll tell you something about Mexicans. At first, Mexicans are very liberal. They're left leaning. But as they adapt and as they get jobs and as they learn the respect, hard work, and want to hold on to the money they make, they actually do convert over to conservatism. Actually, a lot of Democrats, as they get older, I'm not saying, I said a lot, not all. A lot of Democrats, as they get older into adulthood, they actually do convert over to conservatism, over to the right party. As they pay taxes, Rooster Cogburn, and you're right, as they start to see and actually don't want that money taken away and given to somebody else who doesn't want to work. Any predictions on gold and silver prices? Well, I've already made a prediction, stacking silver. I can't really, well, I do believe gold is tied or silver is tied to the price of gold. I've already made a prediction last year, and I don't want to walk backwards from it. I do believe after well, no, let me rephrase that. I want to get this right. I said before that by the end of the first quarter, January, February, March, April, that means April. By the end of April, or I should say March, I expect to see slightly higher silver prices. I really do. Now, I'm not a prophet. I'm not one of God's prophets or anything like that. I'll say this about myself. 70% of the time, I'm 100% right. Take it with a grain of salt. That's just what I believe. Do not plan your financial future based on what some idiot is saying. I'm not an idiot, but I'm just a stranger. It's just a feeling I get. I really do believe we're going to see slightly higher prices. I just got that feeling, Jersey Gal. Thank you so much. It doesn't mean I'm right. Here in California, the second highest tax on your check is for welfare. First is federal tax, next in line welfare, then the state taxes after that. Sorry to hear that, Rooster. I was gas shocked when my wife and I went to California. All the way through Arizona, gas is $2.27 here right now, $2.29 for unleaded. So right now it's $2.29. And when we got to California, immediately, like turning on a light switch, as soon as we crossed the border, $4.15 a gallon. Now, $4.15 to you might not be a big deal because you're used to it. It's almost like being used to a hot climate. But when you're in a cooler climate, then you move to a hot climate, that shit's hot. So like I said, it's $2.29. My wife and I went to California, $4.15. And when you get near Anaheim and some of those other places, gas has jumped up to $4.39, $4.49. Holy crap. On the way back, man, as soon as we refused to fill up. I mean, we only put in just enough gas in our vehicle just to do what we had to do. And then literally, I was running on E as I was crossing back into Arizona. I mean, I refused to. And as soon as we crossed into Arizona, right there, like Yuma or Kingman, whoop, pulled into a gas station, filled it up. It's like, fudge, man. What rape. What rape. And what I'm amazed is the Californians, I don't know if there's something in their water to pacify them, pussify them. I don't want to use that word around women, but those people, they just, like zombies, they don't care. Turn it to $6, $7 an hour. They'll smile right back at you and pay it. California gas is better. It's made from that light crude stuff. I don't know what that means. I know what crude oil is, but I don't know I don't see what's relevant between light and dark crude oil, or light, thinner oil, or thick oil. I just don't understand when it comes to the making of gas. So perhaps Rooster can let us know. It didn't seem to run my car any better, Rooster. I'll tell you that. My car didn't get any better gas mileage when I was just there. I still got the same miles per gallon. It's not like, yeah, it's low seaway. It's less filling. And that's a true statement. Less filling, because I less filled my tank up less. It didn't get me better gas mileage. It didn't make my car run any smoother. Easier to distill. I'm just, like I said, reading the comments. Ballroom on Mars. Yeah, the world's ending in 12 years. So cheers. See you in God's land. You know how many times in my lifetime, I'm in my mid-50s, and I'm not trying to exaggerate. You know how many times in my lifetime the world's going to end? in 10 or so years. You know how many times I've heard it? The ozone layer. That was the first time I ever heard it when I was a kid, early 70s. I remember very specifically that the kites, the plastic kites that kind of look like bats, they were the big rage. Everybody was flying a kite. Why do I mention that? Because I would always stare up at my kite, and I heard this ozone layer. There was a hole over the, I'm being facetious now, there's a hole over North America. So I'd always look beyond my kite as a kid and wonder, nothing ever happened. And they blamed it on that aerosol can, the Aqua Net and stuff like that. So they got rid of all those aerosol cans, and it's a joke. There's always some kind of fear factor to get more money out of you. Like your taxes can reverse Mother Nature. Imagine that. Like your taxes can reverse weather. Anyway, folks, I really appreciate you folks coming out tonight and supporting me. I've been on an hour and 17 minutes. I'm going to take off. I'm going to have some dinner. I'm going to get mentally prepared and to go back to work and deal with the idiots again tomorrow. I'm just reading a few last comments. But anyway, I'm going to call it a night. Again, I appreciate it. And that is it. You folks keep stacking your silver. Do not listen to the fake news. And if you do, listen to multiple sources and keep an open mind. Even I'm talking to you Democrats out there as well. I have nothing against you Democrats. I really don't. I wish we all can get along. My only advice is to listen to multiple sources and maybe not even pick a political party. I think that's the best thing I ever did. Picking a political party to people is like picking a football team. They'll follow that football team to the death. We'll even get into fights, physical altercations over their football team. And that's what I'm seeing going on with picking a political party. Fuck the political parties, and excuse my language, but F them. You need to pick what is good for the country as a whole. That's why I do not belong to a political party. It enables me to pick the best person without being fogged by an agenda. I don't wear dirty glasses over my eyes. I can see better because I chose not to pick a political party. And I tell everybody, change your political affiliation to independent. Don't be part of the Democrat Party. Don't be part of the Republican Party. You'll find that you think a little bit more concisely because you're not brainwashed. Anyway, folks, again, thank you very much. I'm going to call it a night. I appreciate your support as always, and take care. And thank you so much for those super chats. I really do appreciate it. Take care and good night. See if I can figure out how to end this